Guys, it's been a while. Expect a couple new videos from me that are more done up with, I don't know, a couple of videos where I explore some Sri Aurobindo and nice little quotes and images and all that fun stuff. I've been very busy with single eye movement. It's going very well. We now have a comment section if you'd like to check out some of the essays that are up and leave your feedback. I would very much appreciate that. And I noticed I have 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 plus now. I mean, I'm honored. I don't know why. I mean, I don't put up videos as like hardcore as a lot of people do, but cool. Thanks. It's encouraging to put up some more on a regular basis. At any rate, I should have more time for that now. And I would like to make this video about the assessing spiritual evolution, the evolution of consciousness, whatever you would like to call it, and kind of getting into some of the things that I feel are missing and some of the things that I feel are, have been very good. There are a number of authors who have, throughout the 20th century and earlier, talked about the transformation of human consciousness. This is a theme that has existed, at least latently, and woven into mythology, woven into human imagination since before civilization. It is the practice of the shaman who is transforming his or her consciousness to these higher realities, to the mystic, to ancient Egypt, esoteric spirituality, to any kind of civilization. Even the Aztecs and the Incas, they had an initiatic process and very latent, unconscious, you might call it an unconscious understanding of some kind of development, some shift, some growth that was going on and still is going on. And authors like William Irwin Thompson can help you kind of plunge those depths and explore mythology and see the themes that are there. You kind of have to excavate it a little bit in the right mode of perception, the attitude, and you can really see how it seems like the human imagination in itself has these deep archetypal structures at work that are inherently spiritual. They're inherently they're perennial, even though they take many different forms and many different approaches towards the same illumination. And this is a very beautiful thing. And what this has in the context of today, well, we have people like Carl Jung who talk about individuation and the psyche and the unconscious and archetypes and all that. It's explored very well. In the process of individuation, the transformation of the self from just the ego and the persona to the true self, the true individual, which is far deeper than the surface dimensions. And you could say that's another theme, another way of exploring spiritual transformation. And then we have the Gnostics, and we have the mystics, and we have the alchemists in particular, who talk about transforming lead into gold, and that's not just a physical thing. It's deeply symbolic of transforming the mundane into the sacred, the profane into the sacred. In Eastern spirituality, the same theme is the lotus growing up from the mud, and the lotus being pure while in the mud. These are very interesting themes, and particularly, I guess, in the Hermetic and alchemical tradition in the West, we have the idea that matter is in the process of slowly, they didn't have the term evolution, but it is slowly transforming. There is some kind of great, they called it the great work, the great act of the universe becoming sublime. In mythological traditions, in Christianity, and in the myth of Isis and Osiris, there are deep, deep themes of transformation, of evolution. For instance, Osiris being nailed into the coffin and cut up and thrown across the world. This sort of has very, very spiritual involutive themes, and involution is the act of spirit manifesting in matter, coming down into the world, and returning back up, or realizing itself even when it's in the world. The mythology and the story of Jesus, the descent into the underworld, into the unconscious, the chakra evolutive system in of itself. These are all basically very transformational themes that tell you about the process of personal transformation and also collective transformation. And if you look at them, you'll find some archetypal patterns that they all share, and it's very illuminating, and it kind of renders everything in one sense very transparent, because you can suddenly begin to see themes in the very small and the very large, in the personal and the collective. And it's just a very beautiful thing to really go into this, so I'd recommend William Irwin Thompson. So, one last, the mystic Rumi has a great poem of how he was first, and this is not exactly how it goes, but it basically goes, he was first a rock, then he was a plant, a vegetable, then he was an animal, then he was a man, then he was an angel, and then he returned back to realizing he was God, or the ultimate, or the source. Origen, a very famous Christian theologian, talked about how God would return everything back to him. Everything will once again be all in all. And this is a very important theme, because it meant even the devil and Satan and his minions and his army of darkness will eventually return back to the light. So this is an ancient primordial theme, and that's my point in this video, to show you it's been here, it is here, it's unconscious, and it's woven into mythology, and there's so many little examples in the Bible, in the Bhagavad Gita, it would take a lot to go into all of them. Hopefully I'll make enough videos to kind of get the idea, but they're there, and they're very fascinating to explore. That being said, the current authors of contemporary times are standing on the shoulders, well, they're not standing on the shoulders, they're standing behind thousands of years of history of mystical illumination and understanding of this. So when somebody says conscious evolution or spiritual evolution, I think we should really distinguish it. We should really say it's always been spiritual evolution. Evolution is spiritual, and spiritual is evolution, because when you're in the world of time and space, you're in matter, you're on the earth. The divine plays itself out in time, so it's been going on since the Big Bang, and eternally. It's both beyond time and in time. And this is where it meets. The timeless and time meet in the process of transformation and evolution, and individuation. So it's very important to recognize that, I think, because if you don't, you get a sense that what you're doing now is artificially different than before. It's not. What is unique now is that we are becoming aware of these themes more and more. We are beginning to gain access to archetypal patterns and themes because we're at a global level, we're at a global perspective now, and we can compare cultures, and we can see these underlying realities, and time and the evolution of consciousness, I believe, is speeding up. So the faster it goes, the more we're beginning to notice things are changing, the more pressure we have to become more conscious of things in a new way. A lot of authors say that we are unconscious of things. That may be true. So I think the idea is now you're awakening to a process that is billions of years old and eternal.